have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Here's a little bit of a change in pace, right? I've said this before, right? One of the things I hate the most is pandering men, right? I hate that the most. I hate these pandering ass men, the panda bears, right? I hate these panda bears. I really do. Like, absolutely detest these types of men to my core, right? I mean, like, I absolutely hate these types of men. But let's watch this out.
To all the Asian men that always comment Oxford study and bash Asian women for dating white men, as an Asian man, I'm going to say this. It is our fault as Asian men why Asian women don't want us. Here's why. First of all, Asian culture is just super patriarchal and misogynistic. Now, it's not as bad in the Philippines, but in Confucian countries like East Asian countries, Asian families are literally brought up to be patriarchal and misogynistic because there are clear gender roles. That's why women are so fetishized and objectified there, and why they're treated so poorly there, especially by their husbands, let alone their fathers. Speaking of fathers, and also speaking of Confucianism, Asian culture is just not fun. It's so stressful because of the toxic work culture, perfectionism. Like, I can really sympathize with these Asian women not wanting to date Asian men, because when I was younger, I didn't want to date Filipino women because I really hated my culture back then. I was so jealous of white kids being allowed to have fun, while us Asians, we had to study a lot, go to Kumon, do Taekwondo, take piano and violin lessons, make our families look proud, and be our family's retirement plan. So yeah, as an Asian woman, why wouldn't you want to leave that culture? And because Asian families are so strict, they literally beat the confidence out of you. They beat the insecurity and shame into you. And then what happens? You become insecure. You become weak, soft, beta, a people pleaser, a doormat. Because being confident in America is considered being rude in East Asia, while being respectful in East Asia is considered being a pushover in America. And I could go on about the red pill talking points on how, women don't want beta males and whatever. But I think that speaks for itself why Asian women don't want Asian men. To all the Asian men.
Here's the thing, right? I think it's ridiculous where any man blames man, right? Any man blames the decisions of women on men is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, right? I think it's disgusting for any man that will blame the decisions of women on men. Okay? This is a thing where I've seen it where, this is a thing where a lot of men, this is why I say men don't even care about men. If you guys see my other videos, right, where I've talked about the struggles of black men. I've talked about the struggles of all men, okay? But this is a thing where I always hate it when other men hate on men. Here's the thing, right? I mean, whether he max out his looks, it's cool, right? It's understandable. But this is the thing where I hate personality. My thing is that the mindset. I think this kind of mindset for any man is disgusting, in my opinion. I really do think the mindset of men like this is disgusting. Because instead of encouraging, supporting, and pushing other men to do the best, to be the best version of themselves, you put the blame on men. Right? It's men's fault why women do something. Right? It's men. Obviously, women are dating white men. Asian women are dating white men or black men because of, I don't know, other men. Because God forbid, white men don't fetishize Asian women. God forbid, black men don't fetishize Asian women. It's like that. It's the reasonings are nonsensical, right? Absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's break it down.
that always comment Oxford study and bash Asian women for dating.
I'll say this, right? I'm not into bashing, right? Pure insult, pure vitriol of women or something like that. I don't really do like that, right? I'm not like out here trying to really degrade women, but you know, this is the thing where sometimes you got to understand the mentality, okay? Here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if other Asian brothers are watching, but dating statistics, Asian men are at the bottom, which it is what it is, right? This is the thing where I do not cry about reality. It is what it is. People in general, not even Asian women, not just Asian women, right? Women in general don't view Asian men all that special. It is what it is. But you know, here's the thing. Surprisingly, I've dated predominantly black women. Okay, I've dated outside my race. It's not necessarily by choice. I didn't know that. I didn't know specifically Indian men. I thought it was just Asian people and Asian men in general. I didn't know that. But that is interesting. But here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, it just, I just never like it, right? When we just blame men instead of, how about thinking, digging deeper? I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. That's interesting.
White men. As an Asian man, I'm going to say this. It is our fault as Asian men why Asian women don't want us. Here's why. First of all, Asian culture is just super patriarchal and misogynistic. Now, it's not as bad in the...
This is ridiculous. Because name a culture that don't have men at the top. I mean, like, we have Western women calling, you know, Western countries patriarchal. It's like, really, you can't, that's the world we live in. And this is the thing, right? Men aren't at the top, right? A select few men. Average men aren't doing better, right? I did not know that.
Philippines, but in Confucian countries like East Asian countries, Asian families are literally brought up to be patriarchal and misogynistic because there are clear gender roles. That's why women are so fetishized.
But this is also the ridiculousness of it. There are gender roles in the U.S. I mean, women. There are people that confer to gender roles. It's like,
and objectified there, and why they're treated so poorly there, especially by their husbands, let alone their fathers. Speaking of fathers,
also to blame. This is the thing. To blame Western. I mean, like, women in the Philippines or women in other countries aren't dating outside their race because that's not outside their race. This man is conflating two different countries, right? It's really Americanized or Western Asian women, right? It's different because Asian men aren't living in Asian countries. These are Westernized Asian men that are talking about the Oxford study shit. So really, this man is really not thinking it through.
and also speaking of Confucianism, Asian culture is just not fun. It's so stressful because the toxic work culture, perfectionism.
And here's the thing, right? Why does it have to be fun? I think this is the part where this man is misguided. Because here's the thing where in the West, right? Those ideology have pushed Asian families to the top of earnings. Because if you look at yearly earnings for groups of people, Asians, right, of all different kind of nationalities have always, ranked at the top. That's because of culture. So really, I in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, as an Asian man myself, I honestly hate the Asian people that disrespect their culture. I really do. I really do, because I'm in all support of community. Because this is the thing where I love building this channel, because I'm trying to create my own community, and I absolutely abhor people that disrespect their community. I really do. Because I think it's sad that in this day and age, they're so individualistic. You don't care about the next man. You don't care about the other man. You don't care to support anybody but yourself. Okay? I'm always willing to support my brothers in arms, right? I'm always willing to support my brothers that are struggling, right? I'm always have good things to say. I will always give advice or be a shoulder to cry on. I hate people who push out individualistic mindset. I really do. Because we don't have a community anymore. So many people don't care about each other. And I think it's sickening.
Like, I can really sympathize with these Asian women not wanting to date Asian men, because when I was younger, I didn't want to date Filipino women because I really hated my culture back then. I was so jealous of white kids being allowed to have fun while...
What does that have to do? Like, white kids having fun. What does that have to do with you dating a Filipino woman? That's, you know what, this the whole birth rate in Japan thing, honestly, in the whole Asia thing is, in my opinion, it is the increase in feminism, right? It is now more women are jumping into the working market. It is pretty much because the U.S. is suffering from a birth rate decline as well, because again, it is the feminism where more women are marrying late in their life and they're having kids later in their life. And when you have kids later in your life, you're not gonna be able to have a lot of kids, right? That's the thing where more and more women are focusing on career. They're focused on the career. They're getting into the work world, and because of that, they are pushing relationships and families to the back burners. We're having that more and more in the West as well. You know, I think our birth rate isn't great as well in the West, in the U.S. So yeah. Well, Elon Musk is trying to prevent that themselves. I think the man's on 10 kids now.
Us Asians, we had to study a lot, go to Kumon, do Taekwondo, take piano and violin lessons, make our
Yeah. Okay. Great. It's like to give you a. This is the thing where, I'm sorry, a lot of people are so ungrateful. Right? I'm not saying that it's not hard, right? Yes, Asian families, Asian culture can go to a bit of an extreme, but again, it's extreme to push you to be the best version of yourself, to succeed in life, to make yourself out to be something, right? Like, it's to give you skills, to give you like hobbies, to push you to be the best version of yourself. And then men like this complain about it. It's really, really idiotic, right? To succeed so you can improve in life, right? To get to a place that, you know what? This is the problem, right? A lot of men, especially in the West, they have no purpose, right? They have a lot of men. I hear this story. I hear this so much, right? Where we have a lot of men have no purpose in life. They don't know what to do. They have no drive. They have no goals. They have no dreams. They have no purpose. They achieve nothing. Okay, and I kind of been there, right? I did nothing with my life. I had no savings to my name. Money was going nowhere. I mean, like, a lot of young men, a lot of men are going through that. They have no purpose. They have no drive. They have no stability. And men like this, right? The idiotic men like this are feeding into it. Because this is the thing where shit like that is a good thing, right? Develop kind of music skills. Go into self-defense. You know, you can exercise, all this shit, right? Improve your mindset, right? Education, whatever, books, whatever, to improve yourself, be the best version of yourself. Honestly, only in the last few years, maybe five or so, 5 so years, where I'm purely focusing on improving myself, on getting my finances in order, my mindset in order, and everything. Not a lot of men are doing that.
Families look proud and be our family's retirement plan. So yeah, as an Asian woman, why wouldn't you want to leave that culture? And because Asian families are so strict, they literally beat the confidence out of you. They beat the insecurity and shame into you. And then what happens? You become insecure. You become weak, soft, beta, a people pleaser.
That's not really. They're not beating you to be what? That's not it. I'm sorry, right? His parents did fail him, right? His parents did fail him. But here's the thing, right? The world has also failed him. The world has also failed him, where his mindset is just really shit. His mindset is really terrible.
A doormat. Because being confident in America is considered being rude in East Asia, while being respectful in East Asia is considered being a pushover in America. And I could go on about the red pill talking points on how, women don't want beta males and whatever. But I think that speaks for itself why Asian women don't want Asian men. To all the Asian...
I mean, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, but I just... I just find it really disheartening, right? Where we're not understanding the struggles of men, we're just pushing it, right? We're just pushing that ideology, and I don't know. I'm tired of it, but I don't know. I just wanted to share this a little bit. It was ridiculous, but there are some more things I wanted to talk about this topic. I believe that no one, I always say this, no one supports men. But I also believe no one supports Asian men in general, right? We have content geared towards black men, white men, maybe other men, right? European, whatever. It's rarely we have any creators sticking up for Asian men. And I always think that that's disgusting, right? Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to bag on Asian men, right? They always say a whole lot of shit, and it's fine, right? We have creators that don't talk about Asian men. It is what it is. But then when you do have creators talking about Asian men, putting them down is not the way it should be. And here's a man that's putting him down in the way that is idiotic, right? He talks about culture is why Asian women are not going after Asian men. I think that's idiotic. Can that not be true? Probably, but if you actually see what Asian women say, it's really not the culture that deters Asian women from Asian men. Okay? It's not. Because here's the thing. The things he said, the patriarchy or misogyny or whatever, right? Violent men, toxic men. Well, here's a wake-up call. That's everywhere. You name it. I've said this, right? Terrible people is everywhere. There are terrible people in every single race, okay? There's terrible people in every single gender, okay? No matter the gender, no matter the race, there are terrible people. There are misogynistic people. There are misandrous people. There are, violent people. It's like, this is a thing where it is not an Asian thing to be to be misogynistic or to support the patriarchy, shit like that, right? Here's a man that's pretty much regurgitating feminist ideology, woke ideology, and not actually thinking it through. And then to mention red pill, here's a man that don't even listen to shit, right? He don't really listen to actual men. Yeah, he puts down men. That is what's really disgusting, in my opinion. It really is. And it's the worst when you hear it coming from another man, right? Coming from another Asian man. Instead of seeing it, you know what? Yes! Do I hate some Asian men that, you know what? They see women with white, Asian women with white men, and they get triggered. Yeah, I mean, that's not cool. But here's the thing. Instead of, you know what? This is the thing. Instead of listening to react or listening to just respond, how about listen to understand? Because again, at the end of the day, when society, right, especially Western society, when pretty much portray Asian men at the bottom, right? And in all reality, a lot of times Asian women are at the top, okay? At least in the dating culture. So you can see that although it's not, I don't condone it, I'm not in favor of the toxicity or the hate, but you have to understand the psyche of it, okay? For a group, again, you can say this like racial groups, right? When you're at the bottom, okay, and you constantly see yourself at the bottom, and then you see other people at the top or whatever, you get angry. It's human nature, right? So I understand why, like I said, I don't condone it, but I understand why certain Asian men are upset. They are fed up, where the society view them as unwanted, unattractive, okay? But their counterpart, right? Their Asian women, right, are viewed as top tier, as attractive, as wanted. You know, it's infuriating. And on the flip side, when the Asian women also view Asian men as unattractive, as unwanted, then you have no one there for you. That's the thing, right? When you feel like not even the women that share your same reflection or your complexion think of you as the same, think of you the same way as other races. Yeah, I understand the hate, or I understand the emotions, okay? I don't condone it, but I understand it. But here's the thing, right? Let's look at this.
Do you think white men are more attractive than other men?
Yes. I do have a preference for Caucasian men.
I preferably like white men.
But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white. Yeah, that's what I like.
I am attracted to white guys.
If you had to choose.
White.
White.
I'm into like surfers, and most surfers are like white.
What's your preference?
My preference is a Caucasian male.
Caucasian male.
Juliana, what about you? You're originally from Indonesia. Who do you prefer to date and why?
I prefer to date Caucasian men.
When it comes to a male, what's your favorite race to mess with? You feel me?
I like white dudes.
It's fine, right? Who you are attracted to is who you're attracted to. It is plain and simple. But you know what? Let's I have something else that I wanted to add to this. So let's check this out and let's see.
There are several unique factors that work together to enable and normalize hate against Asian men, and one of those factors is actually hate from Asian women.
I don't mean to be racist against my own race, but
Asian men are generally perceived as unattractive.
Everybody but Asian guys.
If you are not Asian, you might not be aware there is a special military operation going on between some Asian women and all Asian men. This operation was launched by a special type of Asian women called Auntie-Loos. Auntie-Loos are Asian women who love to hate on Asian men for no reason. They proactively make fun of Asian men any opportunity they get.
And people are always like, you don't like Asian guys? I'm like, no, I like regular people.
They spread negative generalizations about all Asian men.
They're slobs, they just watch anime all day, play video games all day, and you're an incel.
They perpetuate.
Didn't she say? She didn't say culture. She didn't say patriarchy.
Negative racial stereotypes about Asian men.
Is that culture? Is that patriarchy?
They will blame all Asian men when one Asian man does something wrong.
I was raised with an older brother, and so I am very, very cognizant of the fact that I was raised differently than he was.
They will always mention they don't date Asian men,
I'm not into Asian guys.
even if no one asks. And when people do ask, look how proud they are saying they don't date Asian men.
Kind of have a no dating Asian sort of policy. You kind of look a bit like my brother.
Your brother. Is that patriarchy? Is that culture? It's like Asian women, or at least Western Asian women, are the only group of women that says that line. They don't date Asian men because it looks like their brother. Because if that is a logical statement, every single race would not be dating within their own race. I mean, like, every race will go extinct.
Which is hilarious because they also get mad at non-Asian women who like Asian guys.
Is there any celebrity that you like? There is some Korean. Korean again? You are. I don't know why it's so weird. I'm just like.
There are even YouTube channels which have collected hours of footage showing Asian women talking trash about Asian men. Usually when Asian guys bring up this issue, people will gaslight us by saying, "You're overreacting, stop being jealous. Who cares who Asian women want to date?" The answer is
gaslighting. Gaslighting. Right? It's like, this is the thing. It is fine for women, and I've said this I said this in general, right? It's always fine for women to criticize or say shit about men. But when men say things, it's their fault. They're terrible. It's incel. It's all this shaming language.
no one cares. The issue is not about dating preferences. There is a massive difference between saying I prefer to date black or white guys versus saying I don't date Asian men because they are too effeminate, too traditional, or whichever negative stereotype they want to perpetuate. It's like me saying I usually find white or black or whatever women more attractive versus I don't date Asian women because they are too reserved or submissive. In fact, if I did say that, people would call me a racist and misogynist. But because of society's double standards, Auntie Luz can say whatever they like about Asian men, largely without consequence.
And that's the thing, right? Asian women can say whatever about men, Asian men. Yet, when Asian men say shit, they are shamed. Even by other Asian men. Right? Especially the pandering Asian men. That's why I hate panda bears so much.
It's actually so socially accepted, they are screaming about it on national television.
I have a no dating Asian policy, so...
It's bizarre. I mean, imagine if a black woman went on national television and said she had a no dating black guys policy. Everyone would be outraged.
And that's the thing, right? They make it actively known. They really try to push that out.
Why do Auntie Luz hate Asian men so much? You may have noticed most Auntie Luz are westernized Asian women, and one reason why they talk down Asian men is because they think it improves their chances of dating white men. Most Auntie Luz also suffer from internalized racism.
You had this really weird inferiority complex where you put white people on a pedestal. You refused to engage with your culture, and you thought Asian men were gross.
But instead of working on overcoming their own negative beliefs about Asians, they decided to take their anger out on Asian men instead. Figuring out why they hate on Asian men is not nearly as important as being aware they are doing it and acknowledging they are getting away with it. This is harmful because behavior that is unchallenged becomes normalized. And unfortunately, all the negative narratives about Asian men being spread by Asian women will be assumed to be true by the majority of non-Asians, simply because an Asian person is saying it. Let's discuss how we can empower ourselves later, because right now we must talk about boba liberals. Boba liberals are basically Asians who really want to be white, and they are so desperate for white validation they take on the ideologies of white liberals while also actively downplaying.
I'm not gonna fully watch this video, but I just want to make it some points to counteract that panda bear, right?
real issues faced by Asians. For example, boba liberals will support, even champion movements like Black Lives Matter and anti-war protests, but they will never speak up about anti-Asian hate crimes. They will make videos and write articles about anti-blackness in the Asian community, while ignoring the high rates of black on Asian crime. In fact, if you even dare mention the numbers, then you are a racist.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Boba liberals will claim Asians are white adjacent, while ignoring data showing societal discrimination against Asians for being Asian. And when people are racist towards Asians, they won't stand up for Asians. Instead, they'll say, actually, Asians are the most racist people on the planet. And
exactly, right? And that's the thing where I hate. This is the thing where I'm not trying to put divides where he's kind of talking about like, you know, supporting other race. It's like I have a lot of friends that are black and crazy, but that's I've been around. I've been around more black people than I've been around Asian people. But this is the thing where it don't mean that I don't support Asian people. This is the thing where I support good people. I don't care about the skin tone. I don't. This is the thing where I do not want to support one side while neglecting the other side, right? This is why I like to say I just support men, right? I support men in general. It don't matter about your race. I support men regardless if you're black, white, or Asian. I support you. If you are a good man, right? Morally sound, stand by your principles, self-improve, just a good man, a good solid man, I support you, right? Because everyone hates men. And this is the thing where I also really deeply want to support Asian men because practically everyone hates Asian men. So this is the thing where I just want to make a point. I'm not going fully into this. I mean, maybe I'll react to this video fully later on, but I just wanted to, I think that the two segments or a little bit of it was a good supporter of, you know, that good counter argument to that clip. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to add some more context or more thought into it because at the end of the day, it's disgusting to see that Asian men are at the bottom and then you have fellow Asian men shitting on the men at the bottom, right? And then saying a whole lot of shit that don't really make sense. Really don't. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear?
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible